You can watch the best parts of this series at MedCircle.com. Histrionic personality disorder. I had never heard of that.
So again, it's this very exaggerated emotion, superficial, attention-seeking, sort of seductive sort of pattern of being in the world. There is conversation as they think about move forward in the DSM on how they're going to diagnose. The DSM is our diagnostic manual in psychiatry and psychology. As they think about moving forward, histrionic personality disorder is one of the personality disorders that they will likely drop as they move forward. Because when you look at these patterns, they often get gobbled up in other personality disordered patterns like narcissistic, even borderline, even a little bit of
What do you mean gobbled up?
So in other words, when you look at a person who's narcissistic, they need lots of attention. They crave validation. They tend to be very superficial in their emotions and their moods. They tend to only focus on people when they need them, right? That's all part of histrionic personality too. It could be that a goodly chunk of that is getting tossed into the people with narcissistic personality. The difference is people with histrionic personality disorder can have preserved empathy. Not always, not always, but they can. The problem is their empathy is often focused on, it seems genuine, but it's often to get their needs met.
Self-serving.
Yeah, so they're very focused on you, but it's because they're getting attention for giving someone attention.
So a person who has histrionic personality disorder, whether it's been diagnosed or not, if that disorder gets removed from the DSM and they go into treatment, they will still get those symptoms taken care of if they're diagnosed with a borderline or a narcissism or something.
Here's the real rub in this area of the DSM, the personality disorders, is that it's not like diagnosing someone with a medical illness like anemia or diabetes. These are patterns, and there's a lot of overlapping. So the name matters less than the patterns. So if you have someone,
the name matters less than the pattern.
Absolutely.
I really want our MedCircle viewers to understand that because we all, and I'm included, we want to be put in a box.
Yeah, no.
I want to go, all right, I have clinical depression, so here it is. But I might have these traits over here from borderline personality. I might have a little bit of whatever over here.
And instead of saying it's from borderline personality or narcissistic or histrionic, we might say like this person is really attention seeking. They're not able to talk about their emotions in a deep manner. They struggle when they're not the center of attention. They're very theatrical. They are not able to always meet people where they're at emotionally. Like that's how we'd have to think about it. So if that's what came into my office, I might use the word histrionic as a shorthand, but ultimately it would really be about highlighting those patterns and saying, why is the attention so important to you?
This is good for the people who go to therapy.
Yes.
You want to make sure your therapist is inclined to that and not just treating the diagnosis. Treating
These are
anything
patterns.
going
So you
on.
don't need the diagnosis. The pattern is the pattern. But this pattern, a lot of people don't realize that this is a pattern that can actually be quite unhealthy because we actually reward it a lot. We were told, oh, that's great. Look at you. You're so outlandish. Yay for you. No, there's no harm in that. There's no harm in being, wanting to gussy yourself up and really sort of dress to the nines and have people say ooh and ah over you. But to also be able to endure those periods when people aren't oohing and ahhing, realizing that other people can be oohed and awed over, and that sometimes you just need to listen and be with someone, and life isn't always fun. There's also a tendency for them to always want to have fun, like when's the next trip, and they tend to spend money in a ridiculous way. They'll spend money on clothing when they don't have the money to spend, or they'll do things just because it's like almost risk-taking, like this seems exciting, so let's do this exciting thing. And that can be dangerous financially. It can actually be risky. Because of the seductiveness, there may sometimes be less than optimal sexual decision making, getting into sexual situations that could be risky in terms of their own health or even in terms of danger. So again, the attention seeking becomes so important. They're also very suggestible. You can sell them anything. They want to believe. So they have a real tendency to sort of believe in, mystical things and magical things. It's almost very childlike. So you can convince them of anything. So that makes them vulnerable to grifters or manipulators who are trying to take advantage of almost this innocence they have, but in the same breath, they also have the capability of manipulating other people to ensure that they keep getting attention. So, I have a friend who's a psychiatrist, and she once termed she was talking about a woman in this case. She once termed women with histrionic personality styles or histrionic personality disorder as baby women, because they're grown women and beautiful and gorgeous and well put together as a woman would be, and job and all of that. But there's this baby quality, like, you know, they're taken by shiny objects and they want attention and they want someone to always pick them up, and you're almost trying to adultify them, you know, to say like you can't. It's not always your birthday.
So if these people with histrionic personality disorder are attention seeking, does the attention have to be positive?
Yes, yeah, the attention does have to be positive. They'll take any attention. So almost think of the kid who was the class clown when you were in 3rd grade. Mm-hmm. They just wanted everyone to look at them. Mm-hmm. And ultimately they were going to get in trouble. Mm-hmm. You know, the teacher didn't like it, but to get the laughs, to get the fact that all 20 kids in the classroom were focused on them, they were in some ways willing to endure the collateral damage. So this is the person who might be talking really loudly in a bar or a party, and people might even say, shh, and they'll say, what? What? Don't you tell me to be quiet, you know, and they'll get very diva-like in the face of that. So even when people are hushing them, they will continue to try, because they want to still remain the center of attention. I mean, they're tailor-made to become celebrities.
Thanks for watching. Your next step is to go to MedCircle.com and finish watching this series. There you can also access other series and get actionable advice and simple explanations. Continue your mental health journey at MedCircle.com, and I'll see you there.